Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Community and Culture Committee meeting of Monday, the 14th of July, 2025. I'll declare the meeting open at 6:02 p.m. I'd like to start by acknowledging the Bidjigal people of the Eora Nation, who are the traditional custodians of all lands, waters and sky in the Georges River area. I'd like to pay my respects to elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples who live, work and meet on these lands. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. Now, apologies. I don't believe we have any apologies for this evening. No? Okay. We do have a request to attend the meeting by audio visual link by Councillor Gow. Are there any other requests to attend tonight's meeting? I think we have everybody here, don't we? So can I please have a motion to accept Councillor Gow's request to attend remotely? Moved by Councillor Arthur and seconded by Councillor Anzalotti, that looks like. Okay. Do we need to go around the room for this, Ms. McKinley, or can we just call? Okay. All those in favour? Anyone against? Okay, we'll declare that carried. Our next item is our notice of live streaming of our council meeting. Staff and public are reminded that this meeting is being recorded for minute taking purposes, and it's also being broadcast live to the public on council's website in accordance with section 5 of council's code of meeting practice. The recording will be made available on council's website. The order of business is as shown in the agenda, which has been made available. Staff and public are reminded that this meeting is open. Doors to the meeting room are to be left open unless the meeting moves into a closed or confidential session, according to section 14 of the Code of Meeting Practice. Only if the meeting moves into a closed or confidential session will the public broadcasting of the meeting be suspended. Council's Code of Meeting Practice prohibits the electronic recording of meetings without the express permission of council. Mobile phones must be turned to silent during the meeting. Okay, disclosures of interest. Do any councillors have any interest to declare this evening? I'll just check with you, Councillor Gow.
At this stage.
I'll take that as a no. Okay, thank you. And we've got no speakers registered for public forum for tonight's meeting. So our first item then will be the confirmation of the minutes of the meeting held on the 10th of June 2025. So I'll call for a mover and a seconder, please. That's moved by Councillor Mort and seconded by Councillor Allison. Okay, we'll just go for all of those in favour. Please say aye. Anyone against? Okay, we'll declare that carried. And we will now be going to next items on the agenda all have confidential attachments. So if any councillors would like to discuss any of these attachments. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Whoops, we've missed a couple. I've skipped a page. Sorry about that. Our first item that we're dealing with, I thought there was something before those, but yep, that's good. COM 025-25, the Quarterly Community Property Report, 1 April 2025 to 30th of June 2025. And we're going to have a report by Council's Coordinator of Community Property and Venues. But before we go to that report, can I please call for a mover and a seconder for that item? So it's moved by Councillor Mort and seconded by Councillor Allison, and we're going to hear from Andrew Williams. Thank you, Andrew.
Through you, Madam Chair. Good evening, councillors. So this report details the lease and licence agreements for council's community property portfolio for the period of 1st of April to 30th of June 2025. So during this period, there were no leases executed and one licence agreement executed by council. So the licence agreement that was executed was with Project Youth, which was for the property known as 27 Railway Lands, Kogarah. The licence term is for 1 year from 10th of May 2025 to 9th of May 2026. Also during this period, there were 2 expressions of interest undertaken for the following properties. The first being at Harold Fraser Oval. This was for the annual summer sporting season use of the sporting amenities and canteen and year-round use of a storeroom there. The licence term is for 5 years with nil options, period. The second EOI was for a licence area within the Kingsgrove Community Centre at 30 Morgan Street, Kingsgrove. The licence term is for 5 years with nil option. Do we have any questions?
I just got a quick question, if you don't mind, Andrew, about the project use license agreement. It's only for 12 months, which is quite short because normally we'd be doing something a little bit longer, wouldn't we? Is this a temporary arrangement for them?
Yes, it is. It's while they're seeking a longer term property within the area. So we've accommodated 12 months. It may be extended depending on if they find a permanent residence.
So I would suspect that council's working with them to see if they can find something that might be more suitable.
Yes, that's
Great.
correct.
Okay, thank you. Councillors, do we have any questions of Mr. Williams? No, there's no further questions or comments. We might move that one. Ms. McKinley, if you wouldn't mind going around the room.
Your vote, Madam Chair.
For.
Councillor Allison.
For.
Councillor Anzalotti.
For.
Councillor Arthur.
For.
Councillor Demoski.
For.
Councillor Gow.
For.
Councillor Liu.
For.
Councillor Mort. Councillor Wang. For. It's 9 votes for, unanimous.
Great, thank you. We'll declare that one carried. Our next item is COM 026-25, Dementia Friendly Council. We'll be receiving a report from the Coordinator of Community Capacity Building. And before we go to that, I'll just call for a mover and a seconder. I think is that Councillor Liu. Deputy Mayor Councillor Liu is moving it, and seconding was Councillor Mort. Okay, but it looks like our Director Christy Dodd is giving us a report on this one. Thank you.
Through you, Madam Chair. So this report is for Council to receive a note that Dementia Friendly Action Plan has been endorsed by Dementia Australia. So this was a resolution from 2022. Over the last 3 years, we've been working with the community, doing consultation, developing a work plan, making sure that the actions within the plan align with our Disability Inclusion Action Plan and our Social Justice Charter as well. Dementia is the leading cause of death for females in Australia, so it's really important that Council is active in this space and is very proactive and working alongside a lot of the community organisations that sit within the local government area. So you'll see the principles there. There's 5 principles that Dementia Australia outline, and then within that, Council's developed a series of actions, predominantly focusing on education for staff, education for the community, advocacy, making sure that our website is functional for people experiencing dementia, and that our programs and facilities are accessible. So it's an evolving plan, and annually we will report to Dementia Australia to make sure that we've got the best actions that we can for our community. They'll provide feedback and it will be iterative. So pleased that the staff have been working on this and developed the plan, which has been approved, and we'll continue to make sure that it's best practice for our community.
Thank you, Ms. Dodd. Councillors, for the benefit of the newer councillors, this was an initiative from former Councillor Symington, who put this forward, I believe, back in 2021. And it's good to see that we've actually got to this point of developing the action plan, so thank you. So councillors, do we have any questions of the Director or comments on this? No? Great, okay, thank you. We do have a mover and a seconder for this, so we'll go around the room if we could, please, Ms. McKinley.
Madam Chair. For. Councillor Allison.
For.
Councillor Anzalotti.
For.
Councillor Arthur.
For.
Councillor Demoski.
For.
Councillor Gow.
For.
Councillor Liu.
For.
Councillor Mort.
For.
Councillor Wang.
For.
9 votes for, unanimous.
Thank you. We'll declare that one carried. Now we're at our batch of confidential attachments and items. The first one that we're dealing with is COM 027-25, G24/017 Jubilee Stadium, Security Management and Staff Services. Now, councillors, if we would like to discuss these items, the next 3 to 4 items there actually are, we will need to go into confidential. Is do any councillors have any questions that would require us to go into confidential session, or are we happy just to move the recommendation on the business paper? I'll just check with you, Councillor Gow, online. Are you okay if we just deal with the motion on the business paper?
Yes, at this stage.
Okay, thank you. All right, well, if that's the case, we won't need to go into confidential at this point, but as each item we deal with, I'll ask the same question again. So for the first item, which is the security management and staff services, could I have a mover and a seconder? Okay, so that's Councillor Mort is moving it and Councillor Allison is seconding it. We won't be getting an overview, will we? Because we can't discuss it in open council. So again, if councillors still have any questions, we need to move into confidential session. So if that's the case, I'll just ask Ms McKinley.
You could have an overview as long as it's not speaking
We
on the
still?
confidential
Okay.
attachments with this
Yep.
one.
Okay, great. Ms Lee?
Thank you, through you, Madam Chair. So this is the first of three service contracts for Jubilee Stadium. This one being for security management and staff services. So council have conducted a request for quotation process seeking for security, crowd control, crowd management services at Jubilee Stadium and any other locations that council holds major events. Following that process, we received 11 submissions. And following the evaluation process, the successful tenderer is outlined in the confidential attachment.
Thank you, Ms Lee. So we have our recommendation on the business paper, which has been moved by Councillor Mort and seconded by Councillor Allison. So I might ask Ms McKinley to please go around the room for this one.
Madam Chair?
For.
Councillor Allison?
For.
Councillor Anzalotti?
For.
Councillor Arthur?
For.
Councillor Demosky?
For.
Councillor Gow?
For.
Councillor Liu?
For.
Councillor Mort?
For.
Councillor Wang?
For.
It's 9 votes for, unanimous.
Great, thank you. We'll declare that one carried. Our next item is COM 028-25 T24/019 Jubilee Stadium Cleaning and Waste Management Services. Once again, we do have some information, a confidential attachment. If we need to ask questions about that, we'll need to go into confidential, councillors. Before I go to our manager, Margaret Lee, I'll just call for a mover and a seconder for this item as well. So that's Councillor Liu, Deputy Mayor Liu is moving it and Councillor Mort is seconding it. And we will now go to Margaret Lee for an overview. Thank you.
Through you, Madam Chair. So similarly, council undertook a request for tender process seeking a suitably qualified experienced company for cleansing and waste provision services at Jubilee Stadium for all events and engagements held there. From that process, we attracted 12 submissions, which are outlined in the report, and the recommended tenderer is within the confidential attachment.
Thank you very much. If there are no questions, councillors, we don't need to go into confidential. I'll ask Ms McKinley to go around the room.
Madam Chair?
For.
Councillor Allison?
For.
Councillor Anzalotti?
For.
Councillor Arthur?
For.
Councillor Demosky?
For.
Councillor Gow?
For.
Councillor Liu?
For.
Councillor Mort?
For.
Councillor Wang?
For.
It's 9 votes for.
Thank you. We'll declare that one carried unanimously once again. And we're now at COM 029-25 T25/020 Jubilee Stadium Event Staff Services. We will once again get a quick overview from Manager Margaret Lee, but I'll just call for a mover and a seconder for this item. So that looks like Councillor Deputy Mayor Liu moved it and Councillor Mort seconded it. And we'll now go to Ms Lee for a quick overview. Thank you.
Thank you, through you, Madam Chair. So the third and final one in terms of contracts for services at Jubilee Stadium for tonight. So tender process was undertaken seeking suitably qualified event staff, and we attracted 11 submissions, which underwent the evaluation process. Those who submitted are outlined in the report, and the recommended tenderer is outlined in the confidential attachment.
Great, thank you very much. So, councillors, We've already got a mover and a seconder. We've got Councillor Deputy Mayor Lou moving it and Councillor Mort seconding it. So I'll ask Ms McKinley to go around the room for this one, please.
Madam Chair,
For.
Councillor Allison.
For.
Councillor Anzalotti.
For.
Councillor Arthur.
For.
Councillor Demoski.
For.
Councillor Gow.
For.
Councillor Lou.
For.
Councillor Mort.
For.
Councillor Wang.
For.
It's 9 votes for, unanimous.
Thank you. We declare that one carried. Now, the next item we do have on the agenda is COM 030A-25 Hurstville Golf Course Management Agreement. Councillors, you may wish to discuss this. So if that's the case, we may need to move into confidential. Does anybody feel the need to discuss this item? No, if that's the case, we have a recommendation somewhere. On that business paper. Sorry, I'm looking on the wrong business paper.
It's here.
Okay. Oh, it's on the screen now. Sorry, it's not on my it's not on mine. So, well, if I'll call for a mover and a seconder then for this particular item. Moved by Councillor Mort and seconded by Councillor Allison. And if there is no discussion on this item, we won't need to go into confidential, but we may call on somebody just to give us a brief overview. No, we're not. Okay. All right, if that's the case.
Can't because the report is also.
Yeah. Okay.
Might be worthwhile just reading out the recommendation. Are you able to see it there, or do you want me to read it out for you?
Have I got it here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I will read the recommendation. It's part A is that in accordance with section 55(3)(I) of the Local Government Act 1993, Council enter into a 24-month contract extension of the current management agreement for the Hurstville Golf Course with Bluefit Proprietary Limited, extending the agreement until 31 August 2027, as a satisfactory result would not be achieved by inviting tenders because of extenuating circumstances being I. Submission of a planning proposal to amend the Georges River Local Environmental Plan, GRLEP 2021, and subsequent development consent for use of the Hurstville Golf Course Clubhouse as a function centre are required to support future capital investment, financial sustainability and greater community access. 2, undertaking a public tender process to appoint a long-term operator without the required approvals would not achieve a satisfactory result as per the optimising community access and facility use plan, in brackets the plan. 3, a public tender process cannot be completed to align with the expiring management agreement on 31 August 2025. Part B, that Council delegate authority to the General Manager to do all things necessary to give effect to this resolution. C, that following receipt of the approved amendment of the GRLEP 2021 and subsequent development consent, an open tender process be undertaken for the appointment of a long-term operator of the Hurstville Golf Course. So that is the recommendation. Which has been moved by Councillor Mort and Councillor Allison, I think it was. Yeah. Okay, councillors, if there is going to be no discussion, we can actually move that. If we do need to discuss it, once again, we're going to need to move into confidential. So do any councillors have any questions of the director or managers? No? Okay, well, if that's the case, we can move the recommendation as read, and I'll just ask Ms McKinley to go around the room.
Madam Chair.
For.
Councillor Allison.
For.
Councillor Anzalotti.
For.
Councillor Arthur.
For.
Councillor Demoski.
For.
Councillor Gow.
For.
Councillor Lou.
For.
Councillor Mort.
For.
Councillor Wang.
For.
9 votes for, unanimous.
Great, thank you. We'll declare that one carried. That was our final item on the agenda for tonight. Thank you, councillors, for your attendance, and thank you, council officers, for preparing the reports for us to discuss tonight. We don't normally have that many confidential reports in one hit. It's a little bit unusual. We haven't had the need to go into confidential, but thank you everybody for coming, and we'll close the meeting at 6:22 p.m.